Well, a lot of people ask, why is missions important when there's so much need in our own back door, our own communities? Why do we need to go to other nations?
I think it's crucial for us to understand our neighbors and have an attitude of how can we work with and empower them as opposed to what we're going to do for them.
For starters, Jesus said to his disciples, go into all nations. He invites us into places where we're uncomfortable, where the context is different. It's always interesting when I take teams with me, people to Haiti, they're amazed and they discover that God's already there.
The reason why I love taking people with me to Fondwa is not because of all the work they're able to do, the actual building or painting or whatever the project is we're doing. That's all just what fills our time. But it's the internal work that really matters, that will stick with them.
Missions kind of reminds us that God has a bigger story for us, and we get to be part of it when we raise up our heads and look around and see what's around us in the world.
There was no way that CNN or anybody else could portray with video what my eyes were seeing on the ground. As you traveled on the road, as far as the eye could see were tents.
They didn't ever end. There was just one field after another.
And all of a sudden you started to realize the depth of the loss and the depth of the suffering.
Fondwa was at the epicenter of the earthquake. Everything was destroyed.
Here's the physical reality. You can see buildings, torn down, toppled, but you see people, and it's like, what are we going to do to get through this? Because their trust in God was so deep and so genuine. I mean, absolutely genuine, that it was just pervasive.
The God of the FondwaHaiti people is the same God we worship here, but it's interesting, in the wake of the earthquake, you didn't hear a lot of people asking, why did God do this to us? They talk about God as a reality, that they have to rely on God's provision. Their church celebration is lively, it's musical, it really is a celebration. And especially whenever they have communion and they really celebrate that God is present, a transformation happens that by the end they are God's chosen people, and they are celebrating that.
I don't think the church community understands the enormity of the impact they're having on Fondwa.
And it's simple things like health kits that we've been able to assemble, with soap, toothbrush, Kleenex. Those very simple things made a difference for them, and I know it's made a difference for the people here that were able to do that.
The depth of the need is so great that it looks like not much has happened, even though there has been a lot that's happened.
The earthquake that occurred in Haiti, it didn't happen that long ago, but I think we oftentimes have a short-term memory, but the need is still there.
Everything was destroyed, including the school, the community center, the orphanage was damaged completely.
And it's going to take a lot of time to rebuild, but we really believe that they can build back stronger.
What can you do to help? If you have it, you give it. If you have the time, you give it. If you have the money, you give it.
Every gift counts, and it's going to take all of us working together as a community, both here in the States and there in Fondwa. We have to work together in order to make this happen.